We are still in the basics of color grading, and we've gone over number 1, which is primary wheels, number 2, log wheels, 3, HDR color wheels, and today we are in number 4, which is the RGB mixer. Yes, RGB mixer. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to keep getting notifications from me. Like, share, and comment. And let's roll the intro. So what is RGB in color grading? RGB stands for Ruby Gone Broke. Yeah, Ruby. Don't mind me, I'm just kidding. So it stands for red, green, and blue. And these are the primary colors we have in the digital color world. Yes. So the RGB stands for red, green, and blue. And what is RGB mixer? Now, the RGB mixer, a DaVinci Resolve, is a tool that allows you to change the level of red, green, blue in a video to improve its color balancing. This means that you can use the RGB mixer to correct your white balance, and it helps you make the image look clean, to have a clean key that doesn't affect your blacks and your whites. You can also use the RGB mixer to increase saturation in your video and your image, and also to create a look with it. So yeah, let's go over it, then I'll show you how it works. In this tutorial today, this is the image that I am going to work on to show you how you can use the RGB mixer to balance your image. As you can see, this image has, let's go through the vectorscope. It has more yellows and green in it. This other side has no color, so we need to balance this. And if we check our parade also, you can see that our blues are kind of down, but the red and the green are up a little. So how do we fix this using the RGB mixer? And don't forget that I already showed you how you can use the primary wheels to make color correction, to do your white balancing and make it look perfect before you start your color grading. So let's go into the primary wheel. Now, inside the primary wheel, where we are going to focus on will be more on our yellows and our green. So as you can see here, we have the red output channel, the green output, and the blue output. These are the RGBs. You can see R, the G, and the B. And then here, when you click on this, this monochrome, that's, you are making the image dark. That means you are taking out the red, the green and the blues from the red. You're taking out the red and the blues from the green, and then you're taking out the red and the green from the blue. So automatically you're taking out colors. And then when I spoke about how you could add saturation using RGB, it's basically like this. When you take the red channel up completely, you take the green channel up completely, and then you take the blue channel up completely. You've added saturation. That means you've doubled the saturation of a particular image. But so let's go over the color balancing. So what do we want to do now? We want to fix the yellows in our image. So we start by taking our green up, the greens in our blue. Why do we do this? Because if you take blue down, that means you're adding more yellows to your image. If you take green down, that means you're adding magenta into your image. And then if you take your red down, you're adding cyan to your image. So for blue, since we have more blues and green here, then we start with that. Let's take out our blues, our yellows a little. As you can see, our image is already coming to life. We can add the red also a little to see if our whites will be whites and our blacks will be black. So now after doing this, one of the best way you can check if your image is really balanced, you can use the vectorscope. So let's go to the vectorscope and let's click on the white subjects. Well, it's not really balanced that well, but our blacks are kind of balanced. So let's see what we can do. What can we do more? Now we're having more blues, so let's take this down a little and let's check our whites. And so our blacks are okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay, so now let's balance this image. Let's balance this image to make sure that our blacks are okay. And let's go over the green output channel. Let's add over a little bit of the red to make sure that our skin tone is also looking good. Yes. Okay. Let's keep going. Yes. Okay, so now as you can see, our whites are sitting in the middle and our blacks are sitting in the middle. But you can also push this more if you want if you have a particular way you actually want this color to look. Now we have more blues in it, so we can come to the green channel to see if we can reduce those blues and add some reds to pop out our skin. And yes, this from this you have this. From this you have this, and you can see how clean the whites and the blacks look. And then talking about increasing saturation, you can now go into our RGB mixer here. Come in. So let me deselect this. I made a mistake. So you can come into our RGB mixer here. You can actually decide to say you want to do 2.5 in the blue. Then in our green 2.5, because we want the color to and then in our reds you do 2.5, and you have this. This is what you have. Can you see how it's looking? But then I noticed that we still have more blues in our image, so we could decide to bring those blues down a little to make sure our color is looking natural. And yes, with this we started from here to this. Can you see the difference? Can you see? So you can keep this as a print and you are done balancing your image. So in the next video we'll move over to number 5 and we continue like that till we get to number 10. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share and comment. Thank you, and thank you very much.